Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Verasity, ticker VRA. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor, so you should do your own research before investing money into crypto. So the September dip arrived, and I have been warning you guys about this in the Telegram chat. We've been talking through this. I was mentioning it in some of the TA videos and just letting you know that something like this is possible, and we have been in a strong uptrend on Bitcoin without really any sort of dips. So this was expected, and the big players want to enter, and you do want to let those big players enter because they are the ones who will take us to 100,000 per Bitcoin. They will take us to 200,000 per Bitcoin, and they will take us to 500,000 per Bitcoin, when the right time comes. So you have to let them in because they move the markets. They are the big guys, okay? They are the so-called whales. So you do have to understand that. You do have to have some spare fiat just to get in at these dips. So right now we are on the weekly chart. This is KuCoin. You can see where the 20 EMA is on the daily chart. And that is a nice healthy level to bounce off of, okay? VRA hasn't even had that strong of a pullback, to be honest with you guys. So if you take a look over here, the 20 EMA currently is sitting at let's see, 0.0211. So that's a strong level. And if you see a bounce from there, wow, that's a great entry point for you over there. And so look for this level, okay? This is the 20 EMA on the weekly chart bounce, and yeah, that's something that could potentially happen. If we end up dipping on Bitcoin even lower, which I don't anticipate, to be honest with you, Bitcoin had a perfect move tonight. I'm gonna mention that in the next video. I'm gonna do a Bitcoin update later on, or maybe it's already on the channel, so make sure to check it out. But Bitcoin's still bullish. It's very bullish at the minute, to be honest with you, and you want to buy in at these dips, but that's not a financial advice, okay? So potentially what you're looking at over here on the weekly chart is a potential double top, which is a bearish pattern. So how do you invalidate this bearish pattern? So let's say you even came down to the 20 EMA over here, right? Let's say you came down to that level, and from there, you just start another impulsive wave. You found support on the 20 EMA. You started another impulsive wave. You start going up, and you just break this high. That way, you invalidate this double top bearish pattern because uh, this would be your resistance, right? And this would be the the breakdown that you're looking at, because we do have the neckline over here, okay, just like that. And if you end up losing this neckline, you are looking at a I am on the logarithmic scale, I do apologize. So let me just fix it up a bit. So yeah, you're looking at a strong dip, but obviously it's not going to come down that low. But you may see a drop to a previous impulsive wave top. This is how you can predict where the price action might land. Is you take a look at the previous swing high. So this is a swing high over here. This is a swing high over here, and how you determine it is basically by looking at the chart and where. So this was a swing high, swing low, swing high, swing low, swing high, swing low, swing high, swing low, okay? That's how you determine, that's how you can see based on the candles by themselves where the price might drop. So I'm going to give you a nice support level if we do start a massive dump on VRA, which I don't expect that, but it's still possible. That would be bearish territory right there. But this could be your entry point. This could be the bottom over here. But like I said, I don't anticipate that. But just because I don't anticipate it doesn't mean it won't come, okay? If we take a look at the indicators, so the RSI on the weekly chart was starting to get into the overbought territory, just like we were over here. And To be honest with you, it would have been too soon for it to enter this area, okay? Because once you enter this area, you're potentially, you're looking to take profits basically on in this area above the 70 index on the RSI. And now since we, had a little pullback down, that's great because we're going to come back down, reset our levels, reset the RSI, and then we can potentially start another move towards the upside towards the end of the year. Okay, if we take a look at the MACD, we're still in the bullish cross above the histogram, and we're just going to start forming the bearish cross in the next couple of days because the MACD is a lagging indicator. But if you actually form the bearish cross on the weekly, that would be a sign that we're having strong moves towards the downside. Okay, so that's just a confirmation indicator for you, MACD, the moving average convergence divergence. Okay, that's what it's called. Taking a look at the stochastic RSI on the weekly chart, you can see that we have topped out. And, I always bring up the stochastic RSI. This is where you want to sell on the weekly, on the daily charts. So this was a great level to sell, and you're potentially looking for this pullback wave over here. And this is where you want to be buying back in, okay? Because you're going to get there at some point. We may not even go as low as, as these lows over here. What you can do is just come down and then come back up from the middle. You don't even go to the bottom. That's a possibility as well. Okay, so you just have to combine all these indicators together to get a broader picture. Now, taking a look at the daily chart, and I do want to keep this, a bit shorter than I usually do. I want to keep this below 10 minutes. So on the daily chart, I do have the fib up from the swing low to the swing high. As you can see, we went down and found support at the 20 daily EMA, and that is exactly where the 382 on the fib is. So this was your perfect entry point. If you do start breaking down a bit lower, the 236 is your entry. Is a nice level of support over here. As you can see, it's at 0.032127. Okay, that's your nice entry point. That would be a nice, really nice price to enter at. Below that, we do have the 55 EMA, which is still possible to hit. We can come back down and create this double bottom, okay? And this double bottom is a very bullish pattern. It's a reversal pattern, and it's going to indicate that, this is it's basically going to tell you that this right here is a strong support level, okay? And the 55 EMA is obviously moving, so it's gonna come up in a couple of days, and it's gonna be higher. So you have to bring the EMAs to your charts basically, and yeah. So we do have a sort of a rising wedge on the 4 hourly. It's gonna be better on the 4 hourly, but you can see that we just topped out, came back down, found support, and potentially we're going to start another impulsive wave if Bitcoin, is not going to have any move towards the downside. Okay, and the targets are over here. I'm just going to bring them up right now. So the 1.272 on the FIP sitting at 0.056038. Okay, that's a 1.272, and the next one is at the 1.414 at 0.059444. Okay, these are your two targets, continuing, providing we can hold support and just moving, moving towards the next targets with our impulsive waves. But right now, it's going to be better. It's just going to be good if we consolidate effectively on the daily. We're still in a uptrend because we're constantly making higher lows and we're making higher highs. Okay, so we're still in an uptrend on the daily chart. It's looking very good. If we take a look at the RSI, it's good. As you can see, we're starting to make, okay, so this is something you want to keep an eye on the daily. So the RSI can come back up over here and hit its head on this trend line. Okay, so once you look at the RSI and it comes close to this resistance line, you can sell some of your VRA at this resistance trend line on the RSI, on the daily RSI. Okay, the MACD has started to go into a bearish cross, so this is one indicator that we potentially can start coming back down. The stochastic RSI, it was starting to come up for another impulsive wave. Now we're coming back down, and hopefully we can have this little double bottom over here and come up and have that another impulsive wave. Hopefully, if Bitcoin, gets its shit together and recovers. So quickly jumping into the 4 hourly chart, you can see that we have this sort of rising wedge. So we don't have a touch over here on the support line over here, but we do have a rising wedge at the minute. And the target from this rising wedge is pretty much where it was formed, and it was formed over here. That is the 0.236, and I gave you that buy order just like a second ago. So potentially you're looking to come back down to the 236 on the fib, have a healthy bounce, okay, and then start the move towards the upside, okay. We can still even hold support at the 382 over here and not fall down. It hasn't. Let's see the correction that we had over here. Okay, so this is a 30% correction. Okay, yeah. If we do get the bearish cross on the 4 hourly, yeah, we can get suppressed by the 4 hourly EMA and bounce off the 200 EMA. Okay, so the 200 EMA currently sits at 0.0308. Obviously, it's always moving. So you can see perhaps a little wick to the 200 EMA, hold the 236 as support, and then start the impulsive wave, okay? So we're bullish. We're bullish on Bitcoin. We're bullish on VRA, guys. These are your targets. These are your short-term targets. Obviously, if you're holding long-term, just want to buy the dips and just hodl. That's it for me, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm going to catch you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.